In autumn 1972, Kawasaki Motors Corporation unveiled a new motorcycle to the American motorcycle press. Designated the Z1, the new Kawasaki was a motorcycle so powerful, so durable, so rideable, and so universal in appeal that it would become the new standard of excellence in the industry. What the press saw and tested during the next few months was the result of 5 years of research and development. A touring motorcycle of 903 cubic centimeters displacement. Its double overhead cam, 4-stroke, 4-cylinder engine produces 82 horsepower at 8,500 RPM. Its frame, running gear, and instrumentation reflect the foremost advancements in the motorcycle technology. The press was more than impressed. 6 months after introducing the Z1, Kawasaki set out to prove dramatically that this new breed of motorcycle could perform up to its press clippings. On March 13th, 14th, and 15th, 1973, 3 Z1s were taken to Daytona International Speedway for a 3-day assault on world and American performance records. The prime target, the world 24-hour speed endurance mark, the supreme test of motorcycle engineering. This is the story of those 3 days. Tuesday, March 13th, 9 a.m. Riders, mechanics, officials, equipment, and 3 Z1s arrive at Daytona. For 3 hot, humid days and 2 foggy nights, they'll be alone in this famous stadium, known for its ability to test and punish men and machines. Skip Newell, Kawasaki Motors Corporation, organizer of the event. Brian Farnsworth, Kawasaki Research and Development Manager, responsible for the riders, mechanics, and the motorcycles. Don Woods, Competition Director for the American Motorcycle Association and the Federation International Motorcyclist. The 3 Kawasaki Z1s, each of them 542 pounds of absolute power and reliability. Each of them the result of more than 5 years of research and testing. 2 of the Z1s will be used in the attempt on the world 24-hour speed endurance record. These are as close to showroom stock as speedway conditions will allow. Engine, frame, mufflers, PCV valve, headlights, carburetors, air cleaners, ignition, brakes, instruments, all just as they come from the factory. The only modification to these 2 Z1s are for safety. Heavy-duty shock absorbers to withstand centrifugal force during banking, low-slung handlebars for rider comfort, racing tires for stability. The 3rd Z1 will be used in the attempts on shorter distance, higher speed records. Although it is slightly modified, it is still considered stock by rigid standards of international competition. The modifications include minor adjustments to the engine and a fairing to break the wind. There is no change of displacement. It is still a 903 cubic centimeter power plant. This 3rd Z1 will be ridden by Yvon Duhamel, Team Kawasaki's top road racer. Noon. Most of Tuesday is spent preparing.
But there's a lot of bumps out there. There's a bump here that you just seem like you fly through the air. Coming out on here, just...
Your speeds were good.
Yeah, but can a guy hold that for 24 hours?
I don't know. Well, we're going to have to use all these riders we've got and just keep
definitely.
That first one is the worst, you know. That one down there. Yeah. But it's not bad, but boy, your arm gets cramped holding the throttle open.
You give the throttle, it go down, and you let it go up.
Yeah. Okay, still.
And the last lap at 9,000, if you lift full
Riders work to get the feel of the track, to get the feel of having a Z1 underneath them. It's bigger and heavier than the stripped-down road races they're used to, but it responds to the throttle with awesome power. They all know the Z1 performs well on the open road, but how will it perform under the grueling stresses of sustained high speeds on a steep bank track, where G-forces compress shocks and glue the bike to the pavement, with temperatures in the hundreds, where every moving part must perform to the absolute limit of endurance? Across the tracks, the timing equipment is prepared. Timer Paul Shattuck. He'll spend the next 60 hours in a 10 by 20-foot timing booth, counting the laps, calculating the lapse time, recording the records. The light beam has to break every time a bike passes, accurately. The digital recorder has to register lap times accurately. The timer has to calculate speeds accurately.
What's it feel like? Brian, you want to go for the record tonight, or you want to wait till?
I want you guys to do whatever tricks you think you can do. We're going to try again just before we go home tonight.
Tuesday, 5 p.m. Everything is ready for the assault on the first record, the world's single lap, closed course speed record. Yvonne Duhamel takes the Z1 around the 2-mile oval wide open. Even the mechanics are in awe of the power of this motorcycle. Kawasaki engineers designed the Z1 to give a touring rider with a passenger and saddlebags full of gear the power to pass quickly on the open highway. On this clear track, without passenger, saddlebags, and gear, the Z1 makes motorcycle history.
Time 56 and 21/100ths of a second. The speed is 160.113 miles per hour for a new world's record.
Sundown Tuesday, the first record has fallen. Duhamel has taken the Z1 around Daytona faster than any rider has taken any motorcycle, stock or otherwise, around any closed course. Celebration is brief. The night will be spent preparing for tomorrow's record attempts. Wednesday morning, sunrise brings questions. There is no question about the Z1's power and speed. But what about endurance? Does this beautiful piece of machinery have any hidden flaws? Does it have a breaking point? Today, the Z1 will pit its touted 4-stroke reliability against the world's 10-kilometer and 100-kilometer marks, and against at least 2,400 miles of asphalt it has to conquer before it can claim the world 24-hour endurance record. The testing consumes much of the morning. There's a lot of concern that tires will wear excessively. Speeds on the straightaway will hit 170 miles an hour. Track temperatures will reach 155 degrees. Goodyear is there with its best road racing tires, but engineers are unsure they can hold up under 725 pounds of bike and rider at extreme high speeds and temperatures.
You were warming up at 158.
9. Think about 9.
That was tacking 9? Okay, let's get a stand and
9.
try another tire.
Wednesday, 7:12 a.m. Things move quickly. As time nears for the 10 and 100-kilometer runs with a special Z1, the two 24-hour bikes are undergoing preparations. Riders try out the bikes for comfort. Pads are added. Headlight angles are checked. Handlebars adjusted. Everything is made ready for a trip equal to the distance from Los Angeles to Baltimore. The pit area is prepared. Restraining lines painted. Fuel truck moved into place. Everything in accordance with strict AMA and FIM regulations.
In other words, your first time, so we'll make up for the standing start.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll be right there setting. And we'll keep you posted. Everybody ready?
Okay.
7:20 a.m. Yvonne Duhamel brings the special Z1 onto the track for the attempt on the 10 and 100 kilometer world records. This attempt and all the record runs to come will be from standing starts. Official Don Woods moves onto the track to signal the start. The Z1 is not only a smooth, powerful motorcycle, it sounds like a powerful motorcycle. Sometime or other during those 3 days at Daytona, everyone comments on the rich, muscular, throaty sound of the Z1 engine and how much like a Grand Prix race car it sounds.
One 198.
141, 198.
7:40 a.m. Farnsworth gives Duhamel a white flag to signal one more lap for the 100-kilometer record, but Duhamel thinks he sees the checkered flag and slows down to come into the pit.
Yeah, that was that white flag waving. He couldn't see it was white. Couldn't tell where it was. No.
7:50 a.m. The Z1 has gone faster for one lap, for 10 kilometers, and for 100 kilometers.
Last flag I thought was the last lap, but I said that's
I
a
know.
checker flag.
I know. It's okay. Everything's fine. You got a record.
Ran out of checker flag.
Beautiful. You did it.
Hey, Yvonne, you thought that was a checkered, huh?
Okay,
That
let's
was
get
a
the
checkered,
stand.
huh?
Yeah, get the
Hey,
stand.
you told me to give you a white lap so you know this
What
is the
about
last
Goodyear?
one.
Higher? You gonna check
Well, I knew it was a
Check
checker.
it out,
but
yeah.
you don't find it.
Yeah, no.
That looks all right. I knew the last
We
lap.
could bump it up. Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to do, so I gave you the white flag. It's okay, I think we still got it.
Oh, you definitely got the record.
You were running 144.
Well, we had to make up for that standing start average, but we didn't want to tell you that you were going 145 if you backed
We
up.
didn't want
I could tell by the tach.
And we didn't want to tell you to speed up.
I was
because
ready
afraid you'd
9
speed up
in the
too
back
much.
and 85
Yeah,
almost
it's
around.
okay, it was all right.
I want to get over 140.
Yeah. 141 mile an hour average.
Okay. I want to go over 140. That's why I started pushing a little bit more at the end.
141,
Yeah.
we got it.
141.129?
Fantastic. Well,
150 would be looking better. Average of all right. Think guitar could last now 150 for... He's ready to try another one.
The challenge now is to go farther. The next 24 hours is the test. 8 riders, 2 stock Z1 motorcycles, and 24 hours of hard road.
You got that half a lap apart?
What?
For timing purposes, they want you half a lap
Well,
apart.
not to stay, but to start. But when you're racing out there, don't come up and pat him on the back and stay there all day. You know, if you can race away from him or he race away from you. See what I mean? Because when you come close,
You won't
the
race
critter
away.
pretty
Right,
close.
you just maintain 112. It should stay a half a lap
Start
apart.
half a lap apart.
Yeah, he's going to start. Like, number 2 bike will start first, and then another minute, you'll start. So you get over there, too.
9:33 a.m. Everything is ready. Almost matter-of-factly, the 24-hour record run begins. riders find it difficult to maintain the disciplined, even speeds necessary to guarantee tire performance and a 24-hour record. The riders are racers, men who instinctively want to push a machine to the far edge of its performance capability. And the 120-mile-an-hour speeds do not challenge the Z1's limits, not by a long shot. As Cycle Magazine put it, horsepower flows out of the Z1's double overhead cam four-cylinder like water from an artesian well. It simply never stops. Wednesday, mid-morning. Every 70 miles, the riders come in for gas. At 100+ miles an hour, the Z1 is averaging about 24 miles a gallon, only 1/3 of its normal cruising mileage.
I got the bike, Curly. Now go back to 0. 55 miles, Jeb. Something around there.
Each rider takes his turn on the oval. Team Kawasaki riders Cliff Carr, Art Baumann, Masahiro Wada, Gary Nixon, and Hurley Wilbert, John Weed of Motorcycle Weekly, Cook Nielsen of Cycle Magazine, and Brian Farnsworth. Each turn is an hour and a half, over 150 miles with just one pit stop to break it up. At trackside, Don Woods records each lap for AMA and FIM certification. Records will be broken on the way to the 24-hour mark. Meanwhile, Farnsworth keeps time for a different reason, to make sure that the pace stays even and that tire fatigue is minimized.
I got it. 77 seconds and 3 seconds a lap too fast. I want to turn 80-second laps.
The farther back you get, the steadier it is.
Yeah, but don't get off the back. We'd like you to stay with us. $7,000. $7,000. Hold it. No. Okay. Okay.
1:30 in the afternoon. Track temperature now over 100 degrees. The speed must be kept down if time-consuming tire changes are to be avoided, and the riders get orders from Brian Farnsworth to hold the Z1 to a steady 120. 3:30, the first tire change. The new unstretched chain is tough to get off, and 9 full minutes are lost to the clock.
Okay.
260, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 71. 271 for number 3. 120.016 miles an hour. Number 2 has now completed 261, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 269 laps.
Time in that last lap was 74.65.
And the time for number 2's last lap was 74 and 65 hundredths of a second. 120.562 miles per hour.
Wednesday, 6 p.m. As shadows lengthen, the track temperature's cool, and the pace is picked up. Brian Farnsworth takes his second turn. More than any other rider, Farnsworth feels at home on the Z1. He's already logged over 100,000 miles in prototype test riding. He knows every little engineering improvement that was made during the 5 years of testing. And he's confident that the Z1 will have the world endurance record by tomorrow morning. By 6:15, the sun is down. The Kawasaki team is nearly 10 hours into its 24-hour challenge. 14 to go.
Say 130 miles an hour, it's a little bit difficult to stay within the light, so you have to kind of watch yourself at first, but you get used to it after a while. The bugs are getting a little thick, and they tend to cloud up your face shield a little, but we have some tear-off things we throw away that seem to be keeping the bugs out of our eyes. So the bikes are running good. We're averaging probably 120, 125 miles an hour per lap at night, so that's better than we expected.
8:30 Wednesday night. One of the bikes coasts to a stop in the blackness, a quarter mile from the pit area. Its chain has thrown a master link, and for any record to count, the pit crew must go out on the track to make the repair.
Can I have some light in here?
Yep. Okay, adjust that chain up.
Everything's loose back here. I sparked it. Can we spike down here?
Got it on your third. You want it on your third?
The chain is repaired, but as the bikes glide through the night, everyone knows that their insurance is gone. The lost time means only one of the Z1s will be able to break the record by a wide margin. Thursday. They've made it through the night and through early morning fog so thick that they often couldn't see where they would be in the next second. It's the 21st hour, 3 to go. So far, so fast. Farnsworth orders the pace cut to 90 miles an hour. Assured of a record, he wants to make sure that he doesn't cause a breakdown by pressing the tires, riders, or bikes too hard. With every lap, the confidence and the excitement mounts. Thursday, 9:30. They've done it. Set the record they wanted most. Proved that the Kawasaki Z1 can go farther, faster, longer than any other motorcycle in history.
Get right in the middle there. Where's Randy? Randy, get right there in the middle. Get in the middle there. Get in the middle. Better shot.
Too much trouble. Too tired. I got some right here, B.F.
Right.
Sure.
Shake hands.
Hey, guy. Hey, guy. Got a cup? Here, get that from here.
Skip. Got a cup?
All right. All right. That's it.
On March 13th, 14th, and 15th, 1973 at Daytona International Speedway, the four-cylinder, four-stroke, 900cc Kawasaki Z1 rewrote motorcycle record books. In all, 52 world and American performance records were broken. But most important, a new standard for motorcycle excellence was established. The standard of the Z1.